Hello, today we are going to be talking about learning styles. And my name is Ashley Scapillato, and I'm an academic coach in the Academic Success Center. So, to start, please open up your learning style assessment PDF. The front page looks like this. And we'll go through one example together. So we're going to go through part 1A together. So this is the first page, part 1A. And what you'll do is you'll circle your response for each item. So part 1A has 10 items. You'll circle 0 if this never applies to you, to your learning style. 1 if it rarely does. 2 if it sometimes applies to your learning style. 3 often is the case. 4 like this sentence fully describes you. So I filled out how I use my physical senses here. So I circled 3 often, sometimes, often, sometimes, and so on. So once you have your totals, you'll write your total in the part 1A part, and then you'll do part 1B, C, and so on. So at this point, I would recommend pausing the video in order to fully complete the 11 parts of the learning style assessment. Once you've completed the assessment, you'll tally your totals for each part and some subpart on each page. Then you'll combine your tally totals on the final page, page 7. Thank you for taking the time to complete the assessment. Okay, and for the second half, part 6, how I further process information. If you're a synthesizing person, you summarize your material well, can guess meanings and outcomes, and you pick up patterns or similarities quickly. If you are analytic, you can pull ideas apart and do well on logical analysis and contrast tasks, and you have a lot of focus on different rules. Part 7, how I commit material to memory. If you are a sharpener, you notice differences. So for memorizing, finding and noticing those differences is helpful to retrieve your memory for different items, and finding those distinctions, whether it be words or phrases, helps with you memorizing. If you are a leveler, you clump your material together to help with remembering it and focusing on similarities. So you like to combine similar memories and new experiences to help with thinking about previous ones. So as a leveler, you are thinking about accuracy, getting it right. For part 8, how I deal with language rules. If you are a deductive learner, you go from general to specific. So you apply general information to specific experiences. On the other hand, if you are an inductive learner, you go for the opposite. So you start with the specifics to get more general. So you like to work with specific examples rather than rules or theories. Part 9, how I deal with multiple inputs. So if you are more field independent, you like to separate material within a given context. You have less facility with information. If you are more field dependent, you deal with information holistically, big picture, and you have, it might be harder to separate material. Okay. Part 10, how I deal with response time. So if you are an impulse learner, you react quickly when you're speaking or acting without fully thinking through a situation. If you are a more reflective learner, you think things through before speaking or before taking action, and you don't go with your gut decision. Part 11, how literally I take reality. If your metaphoric learner style is higher, then you might tend to learn material more effectively, and you might make the material more comprehensive and applying a visual, for instance, maybe visualizing the grammar system of the English language, and like assembling it and disassembling it. If you are a literal learner, you prefer the literal representation of words or concepts and like to work with language material as it is, like concretely. Okay, so some takeaways from this assessment, some tips to take you forward. Each style or preference has strengths in learning and working, and you want to recognize your learning strengths. So you want to recognize and build upon what is working for you. On the other hand, you also want to enhance, develop, or try out style areas that aren't typically used. And this could feel, scary or uncertain. And if it feels that way, I would recommend, asking a friend, talking to a friend that has a different learning style from you, and, seeing what they do, talking to your professor, or, speaking with someone in the Academic Success Center. Again, if you have any questions at all about your learning style assessment and want to talk through it more, please feel free to reach out. Thank you.